So Nico Harrison should have been fired way before he actually was. I'm gonna be very honest here. Nico Harrison, the second that this happened, that this came out, you fire Nico Harrison on the spot and you're like, this dude does not actually give a damn. Like, this is from the freaking, I thought this was Centel. I actually thought everything has been Centel here. Everything I thought genuinely has been Centel in a lot of scenarios. But this is absolutely Centel. Nico Harrison reportedly urged Anthony Davis to return early from his calf injury, despite the Mavericks medical staff warning there was a chance he could tear his Achilles if he came back too soon. No shit. I think everybody knows this. Everybody knew when it happened. He was diagnosed with Achilles tendinopathy and then goes down holding his calf, and it's he's day to day. Everyone knew there was something wrong with his Achilles. And this is why I hate people being like, oh, you're not a doctor. You can't say, well, as someone who played on a calf strain and tore their Achilles, I think I have a little bit. I'm not saying I'm an expert. I'm not saying I know exactly what's happening with everything with Anthony Davis's body. But at the same time, like, I know what happened to me. And it's now at the stage where we've got Nico Harrison out here trying to force Anthony Davis to play through an injury. It says here they lost 6 straight games because of calf strain. Multiple league sources said Davis has tried to convince Mavs to let him return to court, and Harrison urged him to return, but the team's medical staff forbade it, citing potential torn Achilles if Davis returns. So basically, I've always said this. Players want to come back. But you know who would have come back and played through all of this? You know who would have come back and played? Kobe. Kobe would have. Therefore, because Kobe would have, this is kind of the way we're doing it now. This is the way it has to be. Because, if Kobe would have done if Kobe would have done it this way, then therefore we're doing it this way. And like we all kind of know that, Kobe's career was never really the same after his Achilles tear. We know that Kobe, pretty much because he was trying to force his way into the playoffs, he pretty much ruined the end of his career. And we need to be honest with that. Kobe Bryant ruined the end of his own career because he was hyper-focused on getting into the 2013 playoffs. And he destroyed what was the end of his career, because from then on out, Kobe Bryant was, like, statistically the worst player in the NBA based on, like, minutes and touches. He was one of the worst players in the NBA when he came back. He wasn't obviously the worst player, but based on all the metrics, because the metrics are because of his usage rate and everything, and how bad the Lakers were, and how bad he shot, and how poorly he played defense. But, like, look, Kobe's still the only reason people were showing up to those games, so Kobe still has to go and get his. But by every metric, he was one of the worst players in the NBA. Like, and now you have a coach, you have a GM. It's like, you know what? Yeah, Kobe came back too soon to try save his team, and he tore his Achilles. AD, yeah, you should do that. Like, it is mad. It's mad. He was willing to risk his star player to save his own reputation. He was willing to risk his star player's career as good as ending. Because let's be real. If Anthony Davis tears his Achilles, his career is over. He was willing to let his star player risk tearing his Achilles. Confirmed something the Laker fans already knew, because when he got hurt, the plan was for him to come back after the All-Star break, and Dallas had him out there before the All-Star break. Everyone knew what was going on. Everyone knew Dallas sent him out too soon. Nico Harrison, to try being proved right. Risked hurting one of his players. The same type of injury Luka had before he got traded. He's actually insane. Please demand a trade. Better sleep with one eye open. Tried to rush Luka back from a calf strain. Let's not forget in general, like, pleading a regular and injury-prone player to come back earlier in a set return date. Like, the man was so, like, Nico cared about me, myself, and Nico. That's the only thing I'm going to say with Nico Harrison. He only cared about Nico Harrison. He did not give one flying fuck about anyone not named Nico Harrison. And that's just a fact. That is a fact. Nico Harrison cared about nobody unless their name was Nico Harrison. And that's worrying. That is worrying when you're meant to be the GM. You're meant to be in charge of everybody. And the only thing that matters is how you look. You don't care about the long-term outcome. And Nico Harrison absolutely tried to destroy Anthony Davis' career. Absolutely. Nico Harrison tried to destroy Anthony Davis' career. And doing that on the way out. Could you imagine? Should have been fired the second he brought the Luka trade idea to ownership. We all know that. He should take as much time as possible. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows. Take as much time as possible. And, Luka Doncic is not, the problem with him is that, he didn't come back quick enough from this. Luka Doncic probably, I don't even know. I don't even know what problem he had with this. Did he just not like the fact that Luka Doncic is European? I don't know. I actually don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, we have now got a situation with Anthony Davis where this is one of the most damning things I've ever seen. This is actually risking someone's career, allowing someone to risk their career. When the medical team say no, and the GM's trying to just say, oh yeah, the medical team, we don't seem to care. He's so much of an ego, he risked the player he traded for getting an Achilles injury just to save face. I mean, he risked last season by playing him too early, which fucked up Kyrie. Let's be real. He was so adamant on being right that he played AD early. AD was not ready to play. AD got injured. Then Kyrie had to take too much of a load because he wanted to save the season. And then Kyrie got injured. That one ESPN article about the whole Luka thing was the writing on the wall for shit like this. If not for the Luka thing, Nico should have been fired for risking his players' health on multiple instances. Taking advantage of players' competitive nature so you can keep your job. Yeah, firing him won't bring Luka back. I mean, look, Kyrie Irving shouldn't have been playing 40 minutes. When Anthony Davis went down, they should have just said, fuck this. Fuck this. We don't need, we would rather retool and go at it next season. We'd rather retool, go at it next season. It's not the end of the world. But no, they ran Kyrie into the ground. Kyrie literally went and, tore his ACL. I know you're about to risk Anthony Davis tearing his Achilles. And what happens then? Is it to save face, or do you know he's going to get injured and you know the next GM's going to be terrible so you can say, I told you so? I actually don't know what the overall goal was. I don't know what the overall goal for this is. Honestly, I don't. I have no idea. I have absolutely no idea what the overall goal for this is. But all I know is that I think it's safe to say that this man is the worst GM in history. Dude should be arrested, not even joking. Yeah, Nico, get him away from GM job, trying to ruin Hall of Fame players' careers to save your ass. It's trash, especially when Dame, Tatum, Halley just tore their own Achilles. And it's one thing if it's Game 7 of the finals. It's one thing if it's Game 7 of the finals. You can't really tell a player not to go out there. Not Game 7 of the regular season. He did the same with Luka last year and used it as leverage to convince ownership he didn't care and needed a vacation. Yeah, understand the trade of the year of fat jokes came from this for Luka. And by the way, Anthony Davis is probably is heavier. He is heavier right now than Luka Doncic was last year. We've got that. He actually is trying to go out here and say and end careers. He did the same with Luka's calf injury last year just so he can get off him. This is pathetic. It's absolutely pathetic from Nico Harrison.